Just like Thursday, the boat in trouble. This time, Nomura was able to wriggle off the hook with 1:30 to go, and now they hold a favored position.
We're not going to have it. They go to each other. Like the morning of Mormon 7. Yeah, the only good picture. Okay, plenty of us, yeah?
Game here is to get up to full speed. Kayard makes his move first, and he'll be going faster when the gun goes off.
Go down below the line. 20. 17. 14. 13. 4, 3, 2, 1, gun!
Another clean start and another good job by Dellenbaugh.
Hey there, Steph here. Good to see y'all. I did a piece for the Transpositions. Please do go subscribe to the Transpositions podcast. Fridays, 0 hour Zulu, that would be 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Please do that. But I'm here with presenting a edited down and slightly like taken away the dead naming shit on the piece I did for the Transpositions podcast on Elon Musk and his daughter Vivian. Small update at the moment. Apparently Vivian is not the only member of Elon's family or progeny affected by his absolutely callous behavior. Just recently, a few hours ago, being posted. Hello, everyone. I'm going to forgo my standard tone for this because this is important. As you may or may not know, Grimes is currently in a custody battle with Elon over their 3 children. What you probably don't know, however, is that Elon has been illegally and continuously keeping their children, her children, away from their mother during the most important development period in a child's. It was nice seeing you on Father's Day. I hope you got the card that I helped X to make. He was so proud of it. I'm writing here as the only way I have to reach you. As you know, my 93-year-old mother is now at end-of-life palliative care. She yearns to see and hold Claire's children at one last time, especially the youngest, whom she has not yet met. She was thrilled for the kids' planned visit to celebrate her birthday this weekend, today. But those hopes were crushed when the trip was canceled. I'm alarmed to learn that the children cannot come as you are withholding them and their needed passport documents from Claire. It was even more troubling to see you and X on television at the Olympics in Paris yesterday, after your DC trip earlier in the week. Where are the other children, and with whom? They're scheduled to be with their mother. They were expected to be here in Canada. I write with a grandmother's plea asking you to honor your agreement, return the children, and provide the documents they need to see their great-grandmother before she passes. Some moments in life last forever, and we get no second chances. Family is priceless. Please, Elon, I beg you. This is so painful for my mother and concerning for the kids. Time is of the essence now. Vivian writes, while Elon has been irresponsibly partying across the ocean in the very country he's spitting contemptuous poison about, Grimes' children are stuck in a house thousands of miles away without their mother. This is potentially irreversibly damaging to a child's psyche and is, without question, a despicable form of abuse. This is not the first time this has happened, and if nothing changes, likely not the last. I've only been able to catch glimpses of this from behind the scenes, and it has been both horrifying and enraging. That no one has been able to do anything about it. I cannot stress this enough. This is illegal. He does not have the custody to be able to do this, yet since Elon has an infinite amount of funds to pull from, he has been able to successfully employ them to take their children away from the mother they desperately require. This needs to end now. X has been paraded around social media solely for the purpose of boosting his own brand. He just named his kid X. Are you fucking kidding me? His own brand image of responsible father, when that could not be further from the truth. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he is both uncaring and absent while robbing their children of a mother. Please do not let this continue. All right, friends. This is a family, clearly. Family, I'm not sure that's. I'm not sure that's even. I'm not sure that's even a correct description of. You know, the other members of the family have expectations of family that clearly Elon does not share. As Natalie Wynn put it, clearly Musk's obsession with reproduction is strictly biological. It's nucleic acid narcissism. This is where the man lives. And with that, here's what I presented last Thursday. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Look, like, subscribe, do the things, share. And by all means, do like, subscribe, and share the words that the four of us have to share with you every Thursday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the Transpositions. Love you all so much. Appreciate you all so much. Peterson, the esteemed Toronto native. Well, actually, I'm sorry, and he's a native of Alberta. No, I don't want to cast aspersions on Ontario, who did pull his license to practice psychology, so we'll just let that one slide. Anyway, Here's the interview.
To one of my older boys, where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys.
Elon dead names his daughter.
This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. You know, I was told, oh,
Elon dead names his daughter again.
Just go underground, so yeah,
Right.
It's not going to stop. Yeah. Okay, so I see. So that's
so I
personal
was tricked into doing this, you know, it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs.
You separating hose beast. Elon, they're GnRH agonists. A medical doctor would not tell you they're sterilization drugs because they're not.
Anyway, and so I lost my son, essentially. So, you know, they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son's
Elon dead names his daughter again.
dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what that would be like.
yeah.
Killed by the woke mind virus. So essentially my son is dead. All right, well, here's the thing. Let's hear from his son. Finally spoke out on her Threads account about this. Let's be clear. We all know how long Elon has been going on and going off on his own child for 2 years. Vivian is 20 now. Her name is Vivian Jenna Wilson. Her father has been going on about this for 2 years, since she was 18 years old, and she hasn't said a word. Hasn't said a word. "10 hours ago, she said a word.
Hi, it is Vivian Jenna Wilson. I'm just going to come on here and say that I'm doing well. I'm doing fine, actually. And I am formulating a response and whatnot. It's being worked on. It's being worked on. Just hold your goddamn horses for 5 more seconds, okay? I promise it's getting worked on.
And then she did this. You know, I look pretty good for a dead bitch. She posted 2 days ago, just after Elon and Jordan decided to get together and go after a 20-year-old young woman because she wasn't the apple of her daddy's eye. She goes, "There's a lot of stuff I need to debunk, which I will get to, don't worry. But I want to start with what I find the funniest, which is the notorious slightly autistic tweet. This is going to be a bit, so bear with me. I won't criticize." She should have been bear, like in the woods kind of bear, but that's okay. You know, I don't want to be a pedant, but I am a pedant, so bear with me. Elon, Melon, I like to call him Melon. How about you? He's suitable for scooping. Dead name, was born gay and slightly autistic, 2 attributes that contribute to gender dysphoria. Oh, shit. Ellen, Melon, whatever the fuck your name is. Uh, at least you think that gender dysphoria might be real, except it might be a figment of the woke mind virus, except it might be, I can't compute. I knew that from when, I am. What the hell? I'll quote the asshole. When he was about 4 years old and he would pick out clothes for me to wear. A 4-year-old is picking out her daddy's clothes. Come on. Like a jacket, and tell me it was fabulous. As well as his love of musicals and theater. But he was not a girl. I don't have to do my take because Vivian has hers. It's a good one. This is entirely false. Like, literally, none of this ever happened. Ever. I don't even know where he got this from. My best guess is that he went to the Milo Yiannopoulos School of Gay Stereotypes and just picked some at random and said, hey, good enough, in a last-ditch effort to garner sympathy points when he is so obviously wrong, even in his own fucking story. Let's keep going. I did not have a love of musicals and theater when I was 4 because, I was fucking 4. I did not know what these things were. My earliest real experience with musicals was when my twin brother had a Hamilton phase in 8th or 9th grade and overplayed it so much in the car to the point for a long time I swore off the entire genre. I never picked out jackets for him to wear, and I most certainly was most certainly not calling them fabulous, because literally, what the fuck? I did not use the word fabulous when I was 4, because once again, I would like to reiterate, I was 4. I'm going to take a little break here and say, trans kids don't use the obvious literal language to describe to their parents, most important people in their lives, what they mean by trans. They don't even know what trans is. What they tell their parents, what I told my mother was, I'm a girl. And I didn't even say that the first time, was basically correcting her when she said good boy and I said no girl. 3 and 4-year-olds don't use this kind of language. 3 and 4-year-olds don't pick out other people's wardrobes. 3 and 4-year-olds don't even know what gender is, but they have an internal sense of it. Whether they're cisgender or transgender, they do have an internal sense. And the discordance grows from that fixing point. That's my experience. May not be everyone's. But it was clearly Vivian's as well. And this is the difference between a child who was born in the 2000 aughts and a child who was born in the 1950s. A child who was born in the 2000 aughts has access to, their parents have access to, a lot that's been learned in 60 years, in 70 years. And I'm glad they do. Melon Husk would love to have raised his child as I was raised. And I love my parents, and they loved me. But they didn't know. Melon Husk here does. Because, as I would like to reiterate, I was 4. Like this is so obvious, I don't even think it warrants explanation, but apparently people believe this nonsense, so here I am. This entire thing is completely made up, and there's a reason for this. He doesn't know what I was like as a child because he quite simply wasn't there. And in the little time that he was, I was relentlessly harassed for my femininity and queerness. Obviously, he can't say that. So I've been reduced to a happy little stereotype gang along to use at his discretion. I think that says a lot about how he views queer people and children in general. As for if I'm not a woman, sure, Jan. Whatever you say, I'm legally recognized as a woman in the state of California, and I don't concern myself with the opinions of those who are below me. This is a self-assured child, and let's be honest, a privileged child. If this child hadn't been a child of privilege, she might not have had access to the psychological care that she obviously has had access to, that allowed her to get to this point and say that. And that's the tragedy of laws and attitudes that put that kind of care off limits to all but the most privileged. Obviously, Elon can't say the same because in a ketamine-fueled, this is my personal favorite bit, in a ketamine-fueled haze, he's desperate for attention and validation from an army of degenerate, red-pilled incels and pick-me's who are quick to give it to him. Go touch some fucking grass. You know, this kid has, in a few short posts, taken apart the whole idea that we don't know who we are. We know who we are. We desperately crave, we desperately want people to accept us. Simple acceptance is good enough. Simple acceptance was good enough for Vivian. Simple acceptance was good enough. Simple acceptance was good enough to keep her quiet for 2 years while her father railed on and on. Her powerful, worlds crossing, going to fucking Mars parent excoriated her, tore her down. You know, let's just say I don't think that I don't really think that Elon is an exemplary parent. I don't think he's an exemplary human being. Usually it's a good idea to listen to people, let them tell their stories, and try to have some empathy, try to learn something from someone. You know, Amber and Maya were talking earlier about what it takes to be an ally. What it takes to be an ally is to listen, to use empathy. We opened the show with Moms for Liberty basically saying empathy should not be even addressed as a topic in the public schools. So what are you then teaching to children? Oh, the schoolyard bully is actually the ideal for a society. That's what you're teaching. when you throw away the idea of empathy, that is absolutely the cornerstone of any social species. And in this discussion, we are brought to the forefront by powerful people who lack empathy and who are resentful that because they lack the empathy to let their children teach them empathy, that's where we live. Folks, this is not a way to go. This is not what anyone desires. I don't know what the transgender agenda is or what transgenderism is, but I know what humanity is and I know what it isn't. The fact that transgender people are here and are practicing a different way of being human means that talk to us and understand us and have a dialogue with us so that your humanity can be enriched. And for the transpositions, this is Stephanie Helms, just Stephan.